Welcome to In Conversation webinar series brought to you by HireMe Africa.
Join HireMe Africa's Work Readiness Program, where you learn soft skills such as professional branding, emotional intelligence, public speaking, and so much more.
Register on www.hiremeafrica.com/career programs.
Right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our third episode of In Conversation with HireMe Africa. And this afternoon, we are going all the way to Central Africa, to the west coast of Central Africa, where we have our guest today, who is the Director of Programs, and that is Victoria Munguti. So Victoria is based in Equatorial Guinea, and she will be giving us insights about what is going on in Equatorial Guinea in terms of the entrepreneurship and the landscape there. So please help me welcome Victoria. Thank you so much for joining this afternoon. It's wonderful to have you.
Lorraine, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Welcome and thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you, Lorraine. Sorry, I was muted. I look forward to this engaging conversation.
Right. Thank you. So to kick off the program, I just want to get a bit of understanding. Please, if you can tell us about KOIA Innovation Hub, what do you do there, and what is your mission?
Well, KOIA Innovation Hub is a center that is focusing on bringing together like-minded people at 360 degrees, from the industry, from the public sector as well, and even private organizations. So basically, we are bringing together young innovators, entrepreneurs, investors, private entities, and public entities, so that we can help facilitate the upspring of innovative solutions, because we believe that when we provide the right environment, frameworks, workspace, then we get a lot of innovations thriving, and with the right support systems, then we will be the engine behind the diversification of the economy from the dominant oil and gas industry to more SMEs. Yeah, so our mission is to create a space, a collaborative space for all young innovators, entrepreneurs, investors, government, and private sector. And just to add a little bit of that, we are more focused on technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship. So those are like our focal points with the partners whom we're working with.
All right. Thank you, Victoria. So can you tell us, as then the Director of Programs, how do you connect then KOIA with the wider world? Whether you mentioned you partner with governments, corporations, even international organizations. So how does KOIA then connect?
Okay. So, well, for government, for example, we ensure that our focus areas and the strategies we have in place and all the programs we are rolling out are aligned with the national agenda. That helps us get quick support from the government, if I may say that, or public sector through the public companies or companies that represent the government. When it comes to the private sector or private sector entities, we have many partners. We have a few partners, that we are working with. So as a head of programs, I make sure that I emphasize on collaboration because the companies have their unique programs as well that they are rolling out. So beyond alignment, we ensure that we emphasize on collaboration so that we can forge our agenda forward, as well as have that cohesion between the private sector companies. And when it comes to the international corporations, we are working with the United Nations in Equatorial Guinea, UNDP, to help us steer forward some of the programs which look like are in alignment with some of the programs or initiatives that they want to roll out in the country. And a good case scenario is the Contratame program that we are rolling out in Equatorial Guinea with the first cohort as our pilot program. Yes.
Right, that's quite a lot of things that you are busy with there. And I want to find out about the work that you do. You work so closely with young founders and possibly job seekers. From your perspective, what are some of the critical soft skills or professional competencies that are currently missing in the local talent pool?
Well, I think from my interactions with the young people of Equatorial Guinea, I've observed that communication is a big challenge because Equatorial Guinea is the only African country which speaks Spanish. So programs that are coming from partners who are English speaking need to be translated, So beyond that, so now the youth are struggling to first think in Spanish and express themselves in English, which is a big challenge. And that is why I believe language skills will be of importance in the near future, so that at least the youth can express themselves in two languages, both in their native language, which is Spanish, and in English. And when you look at the industry, you find that the most successful or the big companies are the oil and gas companies, and the majority employees are English speaking. Yeah. So English language or I think communication skills and adaptability, the ability for one to be able to change with situations, adapt to new environments, and learn quickly will be important skills. And that is why I am happy that we are working with HireMe Africa to roll out a program like Contratame, which is very essential to prepare the youth to be work ready, because you need to thrive, you need to have a soft landing in the workspace. Otherwise, then you will struggle a lot with new employment and such opportunities.
Right, and we'll delve more into that program. But you mentioned earlier that Equatorial Guinea is looking to move beyond the oil and gas. So what are the other major sectors that you're excited about? And what are the specific skills then that are going to be required for young people to thrive in these new and upcoming industries?
I think I need to leave this mic on without it. So yeah, excellent question, Lorraine. Well, right now the world has gone digital, and we are now speaking of artificial intelligence. But before we go to the complexities of I believe that the the comfort of being able to use technology is something which will be very important even before we go to talk about the big technology words. So I believe that uh, being able to use technology and the available tools will be very important to help the youth facilitate into the growth of the economy if we will be closer to seeing a diversification from the dominant sectors that I earlier mentioned. So the ability to use technology, so skills like data analytics, artificial intelligence, software development, digital marketing. These are things I'm seeing that will be key uh, to help accelerate the diversification of the Equatorial Guinea economy. And the youth are the backbone of most of
Like we lost Victoria there, so we'll just give her a moment for her to get her connection reestablished, and then we will continue. Now, Equatorial Guinea, we've been working with them over the past year. It's a country that I honestly was not even aware that it's the only Spanish-speaking country in Africa, but through our interactions and even with some of the participants in our program, we've been able to learn so much about the country, about the culture of the country, about some of the challenges that they face when it comes to employment. And this is an issue that is across the African continent. And as HireMe Africa, that is what we are working towards, trying to bridge that gap where we can bring in much needed soft skills. In the previous episodes, we did discuss some of these things. All right, Victoria is back. Sorry, we lost you there for a moment, but you can carry on. You were telling us about the use of digital skills that will be required for the new sectors that are coming up in Equatorial Guinea.
Yeah, I was almost wrapping up, but then sorry guys, I lost connection. I would like to continue by saying that surely in this time and age, one needs to have the knowledge of how to use the available digital tools, because most of these tools are not an arm and a leg. If you choose and decide to learn and get yourself to a comfortable level where you can at least search the internet and leverage the internet to your advantage. The good thing with the technology is that it's an enabler. It should not be like the one that you are looking to solve the problem. You use technology as an enabler. That's why I feel like the youth or the young people being able to use technology at a comfortable state will be a big boost to the economy. And when you look at the GDP of Africa, majority youth, I mean, we have the majority youth as a continent, and not even Equatorial Guinea as a country, as a continent. If our youth are able to leverage the available digital platforms, we can do a lot. I know of a country that you don't need to even have a lot of know-how, but you can use the internet and earn a living, because there is almost a computer in every restaurant, in every hotel, in every open space that you walk into. And you can do a task or two and earn the minimum wage. Yes, over to you, Lorraine.
Right. And how is KOIA using technology to upskill young people? Are there any specific tools or platforms that you are utilizing that you have found effective in getting them work ready or for opportunities within Equatorial Guinea?
Well, like I earlier mentioned, that Equatorial Guinea is a nascent ecosystem. It's a young ecosystem, but that is growing. I will say we are focusing more on collaboration, ensuring that we work with the right partners who will help us bring awareness, technology awareness, the right digital frameworks. Youth are very hands-on people, so we have seen youth learn by doing. We set up events where we have like STEM festivals for children, for youth, and this brings together different exhibitors, for you to be able to leverage technology and use technology. There is a certain way you are thinking as a person, as an engineer. I will not say as an engineer, like, so that science, technology, engineering, mathematic way of thinking has to be ignited. So we are arranging and organizing many science related events at the hub, which bring together young people. They get to see how big companies are using technology. So they also get to interact with some of the tools like virtual reality gadgets. They get to see, some even get to use all the laptops or the equipment that have been set up by different exhibitors. But beyond that, the goal is for the hub to have all of those facilities in-house so that it is not a once in a while kind of an event. And that is why we are seeking international, local collaboration so that we can grow the hub to the heights that we see are good. So basically, we are leveraging technology by ensuring the youth have access to a space which have computers, how do I say, video conferencing screens where we can have trainers join remotely, and they get to see, oh, the world is a small village. I can talk to somebody in Spain while I'm in Equatorial Guinea. And also we have a fabrication lab where we have 3D printers, and we train the youth on how you can design something in your laptop and print and see it in reality, like key holders, earrings, whatever it is your imagination will provoke you or help you bring to life. So we are really looking to have many collaborators who will help the young people get creative, get thinking, get innovative, because that has to be ignited by someone so that we can even get to the next step of coming up with sustainable solutions which help drive the economy.
Okay, and I'm sure you've had some success stories that have come through the people that have come and engaged with KOIA. Do you have some of these stories of a young person, maybe even a startup that came through KOIA, and what was the turning point for them?
Well, I would like to say that KOIA is also young. We started operations officially last year in May. But because we are a hub, everyone wants to be supported and come and stay at the hub and do something. We have managed to incubate some entrepreneurs. We actually had our first pitch competition last year towards the end, somewhere in November there, version 1. But we selected some entrepreneurs for mentorship. However, in-house, we are incubating entrepreneurs, and I will pick a company, a local company that has come up with an innovative solution they identified what is lacking in the country, which they deemed exciting according to them. They are making craft beer from fruits and natural ingredients. And now we want to support them to see if they can package this product and even sell to neighboring countries like Cameroon, Gabon. But besides the point, I believe that they are really young. They do not understand the ropes of doing business. So our work as an innovation hub is to expose them to understand what it takes to build a successful business, mentor them, and this will also help us as the hub to have a well-functioning incubation and acceleration program, which will benefit more entrepreneurs. So yeah, we have we have entrepreneurs brewing beer, and now we are looking to expose them for funding so we can have huge equipment so that they can produce in bulk, package, and even sell locally and even outside, because Equatorial Guinea is a small market. We have a population of one point something million people in the whole country. So if you want to do big business, which is more leaning towards production of a particular product, then you have to think how we can export eventually once we have captured the entire local market. Yes, Lorraine, back to you.
I mean, that's progress. We all have to start somewhere. Being 1 year and you've got all these people under your belt, and like you said, it's also a young market that is there, and gradually exposing them to digital tools with development. Now, when we think as HireMe Africa, I mean, we always see a gap with talented graduates who lack workplace navigation skills. And that's why we partnered with KOIA to be able to bring our work readiness program to you. And what do you see as the biggest hurdle when moving from getting these young entrepreneurs with a bright idea and then into them becoming, viable businesses? What has been one of some of the challenges or hurdles that you have faced?
Okay. Well, I've seen most entrepreneurs struggle a lot with having a structure, sort of how to package their idea into a plan that they will follow from the idea to the registration of the business, to the scaling of the business, to scoping of the market, identifying who really is our customer. So having that structure, I've seen becomes a big challenge to most entrepreneurs, and that's why we come in handy with partners like HireMe Africa. We are also working with another incubation hub in Zimbabwe, Harare, that is helping us with the mentorship so that they can know, as an entrepreneur who looks forward to once registering their business and having a registration certificate, there are must-haves as an entrepreneur who is looking forward to that journey, like a business plan, like a financial model, like a data room where you put all your, how do I say, valuation of your company. So all of this is a journey that you walk 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, depending on the nature of the program. So that structuring is what most entrepreneurs I've seen don't know how to. They have the best idea, the best product, but even being trained how to communicate effectively about your product so that you can convince someone out there to buy. So these are some of the things I've seen gaps, and I am very appreciative of programs like Contractor Me, because as much as we are training a cohort to be employable, to be work ready, as an entrepreneur, you also need to have these skills, how do you communicate about your product, about yourself, and stuff like that. Yes.
Yes, I was going to add that indeed your soft skills, you're going to require them in the workplace. You're going to require them in entrepreneurship, because the only difference is here you are selling your business, you're selling your product or your service, and then in the workplace you are selling your competencies, your skills, right? So soft skills are necessary for everyone in general. And earlier you alluded to the kind of collaborations and partnerships that you are looking for as KOIA. So what kind of support do you need right now from government or from educational institutions, from international partners, even from organizations such as ours that are in skills development and workplace readiness?
Yeah, when it comes to the, we have like a 3-point kind of programs categories: skills development and capacity building, incubation and innovation, and then impact programs. So when it comes to the skills development and capacity building, I would like to say that we are seeking to have parallel programs, like the way we have HireMe Africa. We can have another program for entrepreneurship. So we are seeking for able partners who can help us with the creation of a good entrepreneurs program, and this will help us now have some sort of structure. When it comes to the community programs, which require more financing because they are more for the social good and corporate appearance, we will need funding, because these are programs or projects that will not return investment, but will be good to attract the right partner, to attract the right entrepreneur into our hub and things like that. So to summarize, I can say we are looking for partners for our programs, both in trainings to help us to conduct trainings, and even not just the online and virtual trainings, but in the hub physical trainings, like in our fabrication lab, for example, we are lacking a makerspace manager, somebody who will walk the journey with the entrepreneurs and help them create things that resonate to the society, and things that we can showcase, exhibit, even export, because I believe a makerspace should really be able to make much. And so partners for trainings and mentorship for the incubation programs, and also funding to help us launch many programs. For now, we are rolling out program after program, but if we are funded, we'll roll like 3 programs in parallel and stuff like that. We have space, so space to us is not a challenge. KOIA Innovation Hub is a very beautiful hub where you come and feel you don't want to go home, you want to work from there. But it needs to have that vibrant community. So yes, partners, many programs that will make the youth feel like they are engaged. I can be in this program and in this program, and we cannot do that with the few resources, human resources that we have here. So human support and financial support, to summarize.
Right, so you've heard it for yourself. If you want to connect with Victoria, you can catch her on LinkedIn, and we'll put more of the details for KOIA Hub there. We'll put them on our page so you can have a look and see the kind of program that KOIA is doing and where you can make a difference in Equatorial Guinea. So as we wrap up, if you could change just one thing about how young people in Equatorial Guinea are prepared for entrepreneurship or the future of work, what would that be?
That's a tough one. But I believe that thing would be the ability to see the need, the actual pressing needs, not just wants, things which when you provide a solution to, they actually serve the pain points of the society. For you to see that You must be thinking a certain type of way. You must be very intentional with what you choose to solve. Because for me, I believe money is a byproduct of the satisfaction from people. So somebody will see value in the solution you give, and they will in return give you money. I will not buy if I don't see value. The best
Yeah.
example, food, for example, everybody eats. Everybody wants to eat, and there is no one day we will never eat. So food solutions, but not just food solutions. We also now have to think 360. How do you sell, and many other things like that. So it will be that mindset of coming up with sustainable solutions addressing real needs, not wants. And more important is solutions that are more specific to our societies, not solutions which have been adapted or adjusted to fit into our ecosystems. Because when you import a solution from elsewhere into our ecosystem, you will face a lot of challenges. But when you create a solution with the native mindset of the local community, then you will have massive success. Yeah.
All right. Like they say, charity
That
begins at
is
home.
it, Lorraine. Thank you. Over to you.
I was saying they say charity begins at home. So when you come up with solutions
Mhm.
that are right in front of you, the things that are even pain
Mhm.
points for you, those are opportunities for you to solve a problem and actually get paid for solving that problem. So thank you, Victoria, for joining us today to get an insight of what KOIA is doing. You guys are doing a phenomenal job just within your first year. And you've managed also to for us to collaborate and to partner and bring programs that will really help and give impact in the youth in Equatorial Guinea. So we look forward to rolling out more projects with you as we continue our collaboration. And who knows, maybe in a year's time, we'll be talking about some of our successes again when we check how far we have progressed. But thank you so
Yeah.
much for your time, and we shall definitely keep you posted, and we'll post your information on our social media platforms. So thank you everyone for joining us, and have a